Hey Copilot family, it's Mike Andes, founder and CEO at Copilot CRM, with just a quick update about our support chat system. We've listened over the past couple of years to your pain points, listened to the feedback, and we made some really good improvements to the support system. So there's two major improvements. The first one is that now when you submit a bug ticket, it can sometimes be frustrating when you get an email saying, thank you for submitting the bug ticket. And then you kind of are just in the dark, and you might wait a week or two before you ever see any change to the status of that ticket and get another email. We want to make sure we are fully transparent and you can track that bug ticket as it is being dealt with inside the engineering team. Sometimes it takes a week or two to diagnose the problem, see the commonalities, and then create a plan for them to actually resolve the issue. But we want to make sure that's transparent because we never are just brushing underneath the carpet any problem inside the system. We want to make sure that you feel heard. And so in the chat, now you're going to see any bug ticket you've ever reported or one that your name has been attached to and the progress of it as it moves through the engineering cycle until it is released in production. That way you know it's being worked on. You can have full confidence that it's actually moving through that process. The second big change to the support chat system is going to be a much faster and responsive system using AI to be able to scrub all the help articles and then respond to you in a very generative way. In other words, generative, fancy word for, it's going to be conversational. So instead of going through a bunch of clicks and prompts, you'll just ask it a question, it'll scrub using AI all the help articles, and you don't have to go find something or search for a certain keyword. It'll actually just give you the answer inside of the chat. Now, many times when people say AI and all this techno garbage, it can very much feel like, okay, what they're really trying to do is say they're not going to have any more support and they're going to let them all go in the sake of making more money. And I want to be very clear that is not the case. Our goal using AI and the chat system is to be able to 24/7, even if the office is not open, to give you the answers you need. And by doing that, the AI system actually gets better on every single chat. So anytime one of us have to actually jump in and give you advice, it's actually learning so that in the future, you can get the answer immediately and not wait for a human. That being said, we are not letting any of our support team go. We're actually hiring more in-house, in-office team members here locally to be able to answer your Zoom and your phone support. That's really what we want their time to be spent on. The times when you really need guidance to go through a certain sequence automation or setting up your account or your settings, or you're struggling with how to do dispatch or a certain workflow. That's what the humans are so good at. The chat of like, where do I find this setting? How do I toggle this on and off? Why can't I make this work? That is what this new system for the support chat will be useful for. Now, if there's ever a lapse of the AI in terms of it not knowing something or it's not in the help articles, it will absolutely go to a human agent. But the goal here is that you can get much more responsive, time-sensitive information immediately, even if the office is closed. Now, this AI is not just trained on the help articles inside of Copilot, although there are hundreds of them, and it saves you a lot of time of having to sift through those, just asking a regular question and it will have that answer in the chat. But it's also trained on all of my content. So my books, a lot of my videos, my courses, if you've watched any of those, and you might know things like the 4L framework or capacity-based growth or pay for performance and P for P, open book management. These are the topics that I talk a lot about in my content. And now the system for chat will also be trained on my content, giving you business feedback in addition to just the setting or adjusting the sequence. So you might be needing help with setting up your estimate follow-up sequence. Now it'll give feedback based on my content and what I've seen work directly inside the chat and using what it knows about Copilot, but also about business use cases to make sure that your business has real insights about how to use the features of Copilot to improve the business metrics, your close ratio, your profitability, etc. So really looking forward to rolling this out. I want to get very clear that this is not in any way making sure that support is not used or we do not have a team behind you 100% of the time. We are still open 7 days a week. We are continuing to hire and invest heavily into support. I think this will be a big improvement for transparency around bugs, as well as speed of getting the simple chats handled 24/7, and then making sure that our team is on call, ready for you for phone calls and Zoom support. I look forward to seeing the new system in work, and thank you for all your feedback, and I hope it is super helpful for you. Take care.